Hey guys, how you all doing? It's Tozyro here, and today we're going to be tackling the issue of, is the Copenhagen Grooming's beard growth kit a scam? Now, scam, in my opinion, is a very strong word, and I would not choose to use it lightly for products. So please do keep in mind that anything that I say today will be my personal opinion on the product. Much of it is up to your own interpretation, what you think, your experiences, and also guys, keep in mind that I actually have the beard growth kit myself too. I was sent the beard growth kit. So I will talk to you about my experiences in using the beard growth kit and if it worked for me or not. With some products, it's not always a clean-cut scam. Obviously, you have some of them which you can easily tell that they're a scam, and in that case, it's just easy to say so. But with others, that's not the case. That's not to say that that's how the beard growth kit is like. Please stick around to the end of the video, and I'm going to highlight whether it is a scam or it isn't, and I'm going to give facts for and facts against, just so you can make an informed decision if you are choosing to purchase the beard growth kit. The price ranges from £69 to £104 to £140. Obviously, that is a lot of money, so many of you are going to want to know what you're buying and if the product that you're buying is true. Obviously, just before we continue going further, please consider hitting the subscribe button and following me on Instagram too. You know, helping out smaller channels like mine really goes a long way, so please do consider doing that. One of the things that we need to do when looking if a product is a scam is, firstly, we need to actually define the definition. We actually need to define what scam means. Scam means a dishonest scheme, a fraud. And essentially what that tells you is normally, typically, you would get a product which would not do its purpose, and many times money is actually involved too. So they will steal your money, basically, they'll take your money and they won't provide you the proper product or the proper service, which they said that they would do. So with the definition of scam out of the way, let's look into Copenhagen Grooming itself. The company was founded in Denmark in 2018. Actually, I have been following the company on social media for a very long time, and I can give you my opinion on the company too. It seems to almost have its own unique selling point itself of being a more chilled back, a more minimalistic, a more approachable type of company. Of course, the company has about 11 to 50 employees, so it is not huge either way, but it's safe to assume that they are a company which is essentially made up of people who are more approachable, of people who are more understanding. They're basically more like me and you, if that makes sense. It's just worth knowing that the reason why I'm going through Copenhagen Grooming itself is because it would not make sense if they had one scam product. If they had one scam product, then that would taint the reputation of the rest of their products. So essentially, the way that I see it is because Copenhagen Grooming have such a wide variety of products to offer, from moisturizers to creams to beard balms, it would not make sense in that perspective for them to have a product which is a scam, because it would taint the reputation and it would damage the sales of the rest. You can see the way in which they act in social media, their way of dealing with things. I've seen people before tell them in the comment section that their product didn't work, and then they just said, hey, reach out to us, speak to us on the DM, let's talk about it. So you can tell a lot by a company sometimes through their interaction on social media. So that's something which I think is important. Another thing which you will notice if you do follow them on social media is that Copenhagen Grooming many times has pictures of their workers in there. They have videos of their workers there. If you've seen any of their adverts, which is probably one of the reasons why you're here, you would have noticed that there is a man, I believe his name is Simon. He seems very approachable, and it's him speaking. It's not some hired person from, you know, who no one knows about. It's not some wall of text. It's actually one of the workers right there that is speaking directly to you. And you see a lot of their workers do that kind of stuff as well. They have the videos in which they show their face. Now ask yourself this: if a company was engaging in scam, which is such a dirty, bad activity, why would they be openly putting their face of their employees in the internet like that? If you have had any interactions with companies which do engage in scam, you will have noticed that many times what they do is they don't have any kind of interaction like that, and they'll say things like, hey, we've decided to give you a free blah 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 blah, just send us your address and just pay the shipping fee, just pay the shipping. So, you know, they'll engage in something which many times seems too good to be true. The Copenhagen beard growth kit is not necessarily like that. The product is there and the product has its price, and sometimes they do offer deals, like they'll give you a free greenkeeper, which is a moisturizer if you purchase the beard growth kit, but it's nothing like we'll give you this for free, just pay shipping. They don't, you know, there's a clear difference right there in terms of that. So that's talking about the actual company itself, which, by the way, as I said, this company does seem to be doing their own thing. They seem like they've got their own ideas, and they seem like they've got their own unique selling point in the terms that they deal with their product. So in that sense, it does give a green light, personally, from what I've seen. So in terms of the product itself, which we need to look into whether deciding whether a product is a scam or not. So the beard growth kit, which I told you guys that I use, for me, I made a video in which I went a bit more in depth as to what the effects were like for me. Overall, it worked in some ways, but as you can tell right now, it didn't give me this massive full beard. As I said, in some ways it worked for me, in some others it didn't. It made some areas thicker, it made more hairs grow, particularly on the cheek area here, but it's nothing too crazy. So please do keep that in mind. And also, again, an important part of scam is taking the money away. It's taking the money away and essentially not giving it back. With Copenhagen, one of the big parts of their product is the beard growth guarantee. If you do not see changes to your beard, if your beard does not become fuller, thicker, if it's not up to standard, they do offer to give you your full money back. And you see this in their videos, in their adverts that they do. So essentially, what I would say is, even if the kit itself doesn't necessarily work, as long as you stick by the beard growth guarantee, as long as you keep documentation through pictures and all that kind of stuff, and you apply the product properly, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't receive your money back. In fact, Copenhagen Grooming acknowledges that this kit will not work for everyone. Getting people to grow facial hair in new areas is not something which is easy to do. I'm currently still going through my beard growth journey. That's why I don't have a clean shave. That's why I've just got this going on, because essentially I still have to trim it the way that they asked to, but you have to stick to it. But they acknowledge that. So much so that if you look on YouTube, which I'm sure you already might have seen other videos, but if you look at what other content creators are saying, you will get a mixed view opinion. To some people it works, to some people it doesn't work, and they expect that, and that's exactly why they have the beard growth guarantee in place. Now, I do not believe that a company which engages in scam would have such a thing. The fact that they're offering to give money back in full, I think it says something, and they acknowledge that the product will not work for everyone, so there's that sense of transparency in there as well. You know, something else which I've noticed, which I think in my opinion is actually quite interesting, I've been seeing adverts on Instagram a lot for other beard growth kits which blatantly rip off Copenhagen Grooming. Like it's actually insane. You know, like it's almost like Copenhagen Grooming, as far as I know, they were almost like the original ones to do the beard growth kit. But now it's like you see these other companies and they're doing their version, and you know it's cheaper, and you know it's so that I reckon they are almost like a trailblazer in that kind. You know, that they've kind of like set this product which is doing well, and which is obviously giving the company a name, and which is making the company grow. It's so much so that you get these other smaller companies which are trying to mimic it, you know, in terms of the packaging. You know, obviously Copenhagen Grooming have their own style of this like slick, black, minimalistic sort of design. You see these other companies and they're almost doing the exact same thing. They can't even be bothered to design their own kind of look and aesthetic to the product. And I think that that really does tell you something. And I think that that gives a pretty clear indication that this is the leading one in the market, if you do want to try that. So in conclusion, I would say that despite the fact that the kit didn't work for me as much as I would have wanted it to, I would still say that the company is not a scam. With everything that I've mentioned, essentially the only flaw that I could find was the fact that it doesn't work for everyone, but even then, you have that guarantee in place if it doesn't work for you. And I think that that really is a game changer. So if you're considering buying the beard growth kit, I would say go ahead, but make sure that you keep the documentations in place. And I would say go for the kit which gives you the guarantee. I believe that the 90 whatever pounds one, from that one upwards, you do have the guarantee. So I would definitely recommend going for that one. But feel secure, in my opinion, from what I've seen. And if you do want to look into my video, which I described my exact experiences and I showed more about the kit and everything, I'm going to leave the link to that in the description below. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe and to also follow me on Instagram. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later.